Yes, we finally did it. This is the 1Zpresso ZP6, supposedly Clarity King. We'll see. We'll see. This is a unboxing. Got this a couple of days ago. I thought it would be fitting for me to do an unboxing of this item. This is the box that it comes in. Right here. Nice, cool box. Birds are sharp. Exercise, extra caution. Do not allow children to use this. Everybody's been talking about this. I guess I'm kind of late to the party. I don't know if I've talked about my actual grinder journey. The King grinder, bar none, it is really good grinder. I think people should start with that. Maybe it's a combination of this grinder, 1Zpresso ZP6, but I got this from the manufacturer. I bought it with my own money, like I do most of my shit, right? This is $205. And as you already know, as I said earlier in the year, I'm on a clarity kick. I'm trying to know or find out anything and everything about clarity. So I want to taste the nuances, the essence of the coffee. And at times when you do that, it tends to get very expensive. I still have one more grinder that I'm gonna get probably this year. I have the Fellow O2. I used to have the Baratza. I have the EK43 in the back, which I know most people will say that's all you need. What's the problem with you? I've had it for over 10 years, but it's different. The reason why I don't mention it much is because it's not attainable for most people. Okay, yes, you can technically buy anything you want, but why would you buy a $3,300 grinder when you can probably get something that's $200, $100, even a fellow old at $300? Here's our unboxing. So, thing's a beast. The newer age of grinders now, hand grinders, are really nice, heavy. Someone to clean it up if you want to. I don't know why it has both sides. I don't know the difference. It feels a little different. So this is what's in the box. Oh, this handle. I was wondering about this handle. So if you want to take it camping, you have a traveling box. If you want to do that, I kind of laugh at the whole taking grinders camping, freshly roasted coffee. Just grind some coffee beforehand and just use that. It's not that big of a deal. So whatever. So this is the grinder right here. Looks nice, very meaty, very impressive. It's very comparable to what the K6. Let's go ahead and just do some comparison real quick. So this is the K6. Okay, it's a little bit smaller in height. So up top, this is a little bit bigger. The ZP6, it is taller. It's about the same cup size and all that stuff. So let's just go ahead and weigh them out as they are right now. Let's take this top off because this one top is up here. 520 grams, so a little over a pound for the K6, okay? Which I don't think that matters as much, but if you want to know, now you know. 586 grams, so slightly heavier for the Zpresso ZP6. This is how you change everything. It does have a marker right there at 0, which we'll figure out what that means. I thought it was a 2-stepper, but we'll figure this out. But this is the grinder, and I got this because I wanted clarity. I've always wanted clarity for the whole year. I've kind of gotten that a little bit here and there, but something about actually experiencing what clarity truly is. This is the reason why I got this, okay? And I'm not gonna buy like 15 other grinders, hand grinders. I think if you were going to go down this rabbit hole of grinders, the K6 and ZP6 is all you need. It may be a lot better than the whole combination of the Fellow O2. That's a story for another day. I'm just saying that out loud right now. But this is the grinder. This is what it looks like. Let's take this off. So right now, it's pretty wide open. Okay, now we close it up. So that's 0. Interesting. Let's just say that's 0. So that's really fine. If you want to play around with it, open it up. That's 2, 3, 4. 4 is supposedly halfway. I don't know. We're going to have to play around with it because I think I can keep spinning this. Okay. And that's what it looks up top. And that's almost fully closed. You're just going to keep going. Okay. Interesting. So that's it. Okay. Okay. That's the only settings. So that's 0. And then we're going to go. So you can get like a rotation and a half out of this. And that's it. And I do like that part. This one supposedly is just a pour over machine. You can do French press. You can play around with it and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm an espresso guy part-time, a couple times a month. That's the way I usually drink coffee. And then I'm a pour over guy. So that's why the King grinder works really well for me, because if I want to do espresso, I can on this grinder. No problems whatsoever. This one does sound a lot better, but that's not the point. So what we're going to do before we conclude this, just grind up some coffee. That's fully open, so we're not going to go that far. So all the way closed. Now we're going to back it off to like 5, let's say 7, okay? I hope people are looking at me like, why is he doing dark roast? Because dark roast is not crap. Wow, pretty easy. I saw people like collapse it. I don't know what I'm doing right now. And we're just gonna look at the grinds, okay? Smells like coffee. Looks pretty good. No complaints. Looks pretty even. Ooh, looks like some boulders. Okay. We'll play around with the grind setting and stuff like that, but if you want to see what it looks like, that's what it looks like. So no complaints with this grinder whatsoever. I've heard many things from people saying that you either have to spend some time grinding with this coffee before you really get it. That's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna even brew this cup of coffee. I don't want my judgment to be tainted. I'll probably do about 10 pounds of grinding the coffee, and then once I'm ready to drink it, I'll let you know. So this is my like first impression of this grinder. So far so good. I do like that it doesn't have like so many settings. This is more so stepless. It just kind of keeps going and going and going, but whatever. The point here is to see what this grinder is all about, and if you do need to spin it, and can you really taste clarity, more clarity out of a cup of coffee. That's what we're going to put it through its paces. We're going to try to understand it, and then we're going to go from there. But yeah, it's kind of crazy when I personally have arguably one of the best grinders out there, and I'm playing around with these hand grinders. But something about these hand grinders are really cool. They're really magical. They're a lot of fun. And it's so much better back in the day. You used to use a Hario hand grinder, and it worked fine, no problems. But something like this gives you that real possibility of like, this is all you need in order to brew a really good cup of coffee. This is $200. A lot of people will like say, no, this is too much money. This is a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, for a simple device where you have to do most of the work. But that's fine. If you're a poorer guy, you're used to manually brewing your cup of coffee anyway. So the whole point of taking it up another notch of you just kind of spending some time just grinding some coffee, that's fine. Nice, free flowing and all that. It's at 7, like I said. So I gotta get used to playing around with it, but like I said, if you go to 0, and if you go this way, It doesn't matter. You'll figure it out on your own. So I'm going to go fine. I'm going to go coarse. I'm going to do all that stuff, do my TDS, do the brewing, and just tasting the coffee and seeing if we can get clarity, because clarity can be very expensive. But at $200 for clarity, it may be worth it. So this right here, the 1Zpresso ZP6 is here. And we're going to be playing around with it. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. And we're going to see if it's really worth it from my honest perspective. Stay tuned. This is Get Everyday Beans. I'll talk to you later. Bye.